Well, head honcho Kevin Feige wants to unite the Marvel houses, so could this happen? We're letting you know on today's Nerdist News. Could the X-Men be teaming up with the Avengers? Well, the short answer is maybe. In a recent interview with the company that just redesigned the Marvel Studio logo Perception, Kevin Feige expressed his desire to reunite all Marvel characters under the Marvel Entertainment umbrella. Now, this public admission is huge for the future of a shared universe, especially since Hugh Jackman had implied the only way he would slap the claws back on would be to join the Avengers. In the Perception interview, Feige says that Spidey's stint in Civil War and the upcoming Infinity War was something he didn't even dare talk about publicly because he thought the odds of it were very slim. And though there are no plans for any other characters returning to the MCU fold, Feige says to never say never. So what does this mean? If Homecoming does well, could Marvel begin a more active campaign to extend olive branches to other studios in an effort to reunite the scattered heroes of the Marvel Kingdom? Let's look at the evidence that a shared Marvel universe may someday be fully populated. First off, the film rights to Marvel Comics characters have been a real-life Game of Thrones, with the various houses, mainly Marvel with the Avengers, Sony with the rights to Spider-Man, and Fox with X-Men and Fantastic Four, vying for their own banners, interests, and never able to work together to unite the superhero movie kingdom. But then again, perhaps the realm is beginning to work together more peacefully. We never thought that we'd even get to see Spider-Man working side by side with the Avengers, and now we have Spider-Man Homecoming on the horizon. And there have been some examples of Marvel bringing characters back under their wing, like Daredevil, previously owned by Fox, who let the rights revert to Marvel. Now, the fact that Feige is talking publicly about the shared universe is definitely a hopeful sign. The guy has certainly proven he is the knight Marvel needed to lead, working only with what were secondary characters and then turning them into major blockbusting champions. Basically, he pulled a Mighty Ducks on then lesser-known Iron Man, Thor, and the Guardians, and it didn't even need to be court-ordered community service. Holy crap, Mighty Ducks dealt with some real adult stuff. Guys. More evidence that a shared universe may happen within our lifetimes is that there have been some exciting collabs between Fox and Marvel in the television territory. Jeff Loeb executive produces Legion and The Gifted, the former of which has virtually cracked open a new exciting way to explore superhero narratives. We also want to point out that a majorly successful trade of characters occurred when Marvel traded the powers of Negasonic Teenage Warhead in Deadpool to Fox for the rights to Ego the Living Planet. Now, this bartering helped both films round out their central stories and showed that studios can absolutely share and play nice for the sake of bettering their films. Finally, let's turn to the actual comic books for more evidence. Now, this fall, the House of Ideas will usher in its own version of DC Rebirth with Marvel Legacy, an event that promises to return Marvel Comics to its roots, as well as bring back classic characters that have been shelved. Now, since its 2015 wig-related foibles, the Fantastic Four have been put on ice, not just on the big screen, but in merchandising and even on the page. With the four members of the First Family spread throughout different books and teams, there were no signs of them being brought back together anytime soon. However, with Marvel Comics serving as a de facto development wing for the films, a relaunch of the FF could be a smart way to get the group back into the public consciousness, shaking off any residual debris from the film's crash and burn, as well as setting the stage for the four to enter the MCU playground. Now, Fantastic Four hasn't been mentioned by Marvel Legacy as one of its relaunched titles, but we predict that if it does make it onto the list, then that definitely points to Marvel wanting to save the First Family from its current state, and why else would that be, unless there's some secret talk of bringing them back to Marvel. Oh, I love a fresh conspiracy. We should have it on Bizarre States. Just saying. In the end, we think any forward movement in bringing together Marvel characters in a shared universe will depend on the success of Spider-Man Homecoming. Civil War made $1 gajillion for Marvel, and if Homecoming can do the same, which I think it will, then we foresee Fox coming to feast at the table of Marvel soon after, which would mean Hugh Jackman could get exactly what he wants, and when Wolverine is happy, we're all happy. What do you think? Is an Avengers and X-Men team-up likely? Do you like any of the Fantastic Four films? And which superhero version of Chris Evans is your favorite? Cap, Human Torch, Lucas Lee? Lucas Lee. Let's discuss. Hey folks, Kyle Hill and Dan Casey have an all-new episode of Musk Watch. It's our weekly show where we get into all things Elon Musk, futurism, and tech, and this week's all about gun-toting robots because that's gonna go over swell. Be sure to like and subscribe and keep checking Nerdist.com.